it through 3 hours of the regular show on terrestrial radio, and you wanted a little bit more, so that's why you found the Gun Talk After Show podcast, where we saved all the best things that we can't say on regular radio. Now here's Tom, Michelle, and Jim for the Gun Talk After Show.
All right, it's the after show where we have gathered together to be, well, after or something. I don't know. What are we doing, guys? We got Jim and Michelle are here, as always, because, I mean, where else would you go? Who else would have you guys?
Nobody.
Yeah, we're not sure. Thanks.
Do I make you feel welcome when I say that?
Yes.
Oh, wait,
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, you losers.
With friends like that, who needs enemies?
Right.
Yeah, who needs an enemy? Enemies or whatever that thing is. Oh, Lord.
Or any sea creature, really.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, boy. So, how did your Christmases go?
Awesome. Family was around. Yes. Good times, good memories made. That's what it's all about for us.
It is, isn't it? It's just making memories.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me be a totally different, go out on a limb here and say ditto.
Oh, yeah, except for that whole thing of a gun store catching fire and all the rounds going off next year, Jim. I mean, there was that little thing.
Yeah, we can talk about that after we talk with these callers, but yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah, no kidding. He sent me a video. I'm going, duck!
Yeah.
Incoming.
You're way
Holy
too
cow.
close. Where do you want to head?
Right, let's go to talk to Jack over in Pelver, South Carolina. Hey, Jack, how you doing?
Sometimes when you go into a doctor's office, usually on the reverse side of the form you may have to fill out, they ask you what kind of problems you may have, back problems, leg problems, so forth and so on. Are you anxious? Things of that nature. Well, I had to have a procedure for an implant of a pain stimulator. No big deal, very common and so forth. However, I was told before I can have the procedure, I would have to see a psychiatrist. I was told further that when I see the psychiatrist, I have to be seen with him in a straitjacket. This is God honest. And after thinking about it, I decided not to go through with the procedure. I checked with 3 of my doctors. They've never heard of any kind of need for a straitjacket. I checked with Medicare. They said there was no requirement whatsoever. And as far as I can see, it seems like a backdoor way where the government tries to get certain information from you by way of, in this case, a psychiatrist or a doctor.
That is a weird, bizarre story, Jack. I appreciate you passing that along. I'd never heard of such a thing. It's an interesting take, and actually it takes me to our other caller. Milan is in North Dakota. I think we can tag on to that. Milan, you're on.
Yeah. I was tipped off by a vet friend of mine in Iowa, and he told me that down there they were asking if any of these vets ever got depressed. And, you ever get depressed? And of course, that annual physical down there at the VA. And they ask you, well, one of the things they ask, do you own a gun? In my mind, I said, I own many guns, not just a gun.
No doubt.
I don't own a gun.
That's not lying there.
Do you ever get depressed? Do you ever get depressed? And, if you get depressed, well, geez, depressed people can't own guns, So that's the 2 of the things they ask you on just the regular survey thing down there when they treat you.
Tell them, no, I don't get depressed, and just sign up Mary Poppins. Here's hoping that our new administration can go in there and get this thing fixed, because I am telling you, this is part of this expansion of every slice of the population. Let's find a way to get some of them prohibited from owning guns. And people need to understand, once you're on the list, you can't get off. You can't say, well, I'm taking medicine now. I'm sorry, no. You were diagnosed, you were adjudicated, in this case, mentally incompetent. That is for a lifetime sentence of no guns. So, Milam, thank you for that call. This is insidious, guys, and it is, what they're doing is they're requiring people to either lie or to not even get treatment that they need because they're afraid somebody's going to take their rights away.
It's absolutely disgusting. Somebody who fights for a country and protects every right is suddenly stripped of theirs because you're having a bad day. You know, I mean, maybe you caught them on that bad day.
Yeah, who isn't depressed at some point? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I'm depressed every time I watch CNN. The state of journalism today just depresses me. But, you know, there's a difference between being depressed and suffering from depression.
Yes, there is.
Depression is a medical condition. Being depressed, some people would say, yeah, man, the traffic's got me down. I'm not happy at work. This is the stuff we do. And say, yeah, sure, sometimes I get depressed. Who doesn't? Boom, there you go. So,
just to play devil's advocate here, though, Tom, obviously we're all on the same side here. I'm just going to kind of flip it a little bit. But at some point, you know, where do you draw the line? Saying, okay, this guy's or gal's a certified nutcase. They should never be near a gun. What do you propose?
I would ask to see their certification. Are you truly a certified nutcase? Do you have certification on this?
Yeah, okay. Is there a club you can join? No, you know what I'm saying? If you go to a psychiatrist and the psychiatrist says, this guy's nuts, I got to report and make sure he never gets a gun.
Of course.
So
I get that.
Right, but where do you draw the line is my point. I mean,
well, that's the question. And I guess the problem is we don't know right now where they are drawing the line.
Right.
I would like to have some more transparency in the whole process. And if, in fact, they're saying that because if you can't handle your money that you are a prohibited person, to me, that alone is not enough. Now, maybe they're saying, well, we looked into it and you got that, and then you got this, and this, and then all that adds up to, okay, well, that may be a different deal. But you know what? You know what it is? At its core, I don't trust the VA. I think the VA has screwed up and screwed our veterans so much. There's not a thing they do that I would trust.
I guess I'm just thinking, you know, do you say it's on a per-case basis and everyone has a form of being, you know, reanalyzed in a year or 2 years to be reassessed and say, okay, well, you had some issues then, but we think you're okay now? Or is it a lifetime sentence?
Or the other thing is, do the veterans who are going in for these exams know that their answers could end up stripping them of their gun rights?
Doubtful.
Right, yeah. They don't know going in.
Doubtful, I think is right.
Right. I guess the loss of a loved one is a tragic situation. It's going to change your life immediately, drastically. You may have depression for a long period of time, but they are mistakenly slapping this PTSD disorder on several of those situations where I think it's being overused. Now, I don't want anybody calling and saying you don't understand. I get it. I've lost...
You're a military family.
Yes, I've lost people near and dear. I have, you know, a sister far too young that has passed away. So I get it and I understand, but I do think there is an overuse of that diagnosis, which does strip people of rights.
Well, not even military. Let's say you're a rape victim.
Right. Just
because you're depressed because of your rape, you have issues afterwards, your life isn't worth protecting? That's horse poo-poo.
Right.
Go for it. Go for it. Do it. Do it.
It's horse feces. How's that? No, really. I mean, because if you're going to say you're depressed, therefore you can't own a gun because you've been in battle, that's traumatic, no doubt about it. But so is getting robbed at gunpoint. So is getting raped. So is getting your head beaten in. Those are all would cause depression and other issues too.
Right.
And you lose your right to protect yourself. That's crazy.
Well, and the military can do a series of briefings, and they can get you the help. They are set up for that immediately. Police set up for that immediately. EMS, fire, immediately. There's the briefing that can happen. So there's steps that can be made along the way to try to help the situation, not to just slap them with this big label and then not allow them to get assistance or future need of protection when necessary. Or just because you're American. I mean, it's your right.
That's by God, I'm American.
You're
exactly
deplorable.
Right. Well, I am that too. But I've been deplorable before deplorable was cool, you know?
Right.
I think we should take some deplorable, obscene profit time out here. Dealing from Russia.
Let's do that. When we come back, you could tell us the story about thousands of rounds going off in a fire.
It was, I mean, for something so tragic, it was cool.
I might have to leave the room.
I can't believe you said that.
It was cool. I mean, it was something you never get to see. So, yeah, we'll talk about it.
As you hunker behind the engine block of your truck, I mean,
Busted.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and talk about it. If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gundelo. That's a free, yes, a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gundelo on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, you know. You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gundelo. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or Gundelo.com. All right, we're back, and Jim has a story. You send me this text, and then you send me this video, and this place. How far away was this place from you?
600 feet.
600 feet, and you got a fire, and this guy is a Class 3 dealer? Is it
Class 3.
a gun store, manufacturer, got lots of ammo there, right?
Basically, I mean, the truth of it is this guy's a tinkerer who can legally sell guns, but he does it for his own good. But he's also, he's got black powder and he's got flash pot stuff for rock bands and stuff. He's into explosive kind of stuff. All legit, supposedly, across the board. Everything's fine. Well, I've got another buddy who lives just west of him who blows up tannerite all the time and has a ball, and so I hear the explosion go off. I'm like, oh, Nate's going at it again. Great.
Oh, cool. And then I hear, I'll have to go over there and take a look.
Yeah, and then I feel two subsequent ones that are both louder than the first one that shake the house. I'm like, that's not Nate. Otherwise, Nate's house is gone. That's closer than his house. So let's go see what's going on here. So I first of all I called 911. Said there's something up. There's black smoke in the sky, and she says, oh yeah, we have a firearms dealer's house is burning, and there's a lot of loaded guns. So we suggest you just stay where you are. Okay, she's real calm about it. So, of course, I grab my camera, hop in the car, and do red-blooded American man would do.
And what else would you do? Let's go live on Facebook.
Yeah. So I wanted to, I wanted to get as close as I could, but be relatively safe. And a lot of folks think, oh, burning ammo. He had at least 10,000 rounds go off, he told me. So I'm figuring, ammunition not in a constricted device is not lethal, generally speaking. So I ventured a little closer and got as close as I thought would be cool. And took some video, and it was tragic. It was tragic to see that kind of loss. On the other hand, I wouldn't say it was cool. I guess what's the word I'm looking for? It was
very
exciting.
hot.
It was exciting. It was warm.
Loud.
It was warm.
It was a big fireworks display.
Yeah, it was impressive. I felt for the guy. He was totally insured, and I have another buddy of mine's a carpenter, offered to rebuild his home for him. And he's like, I think I'm just going to take my check and move. So I don't.
Oh, no kidding.
It's a total loss. It's not like, well, he lost. And he had a 2017 Camaro up on a lift in his garage, which I think is how the whole fire started. He was working on it, and something went wrong welding.
Sure.
But, just total loss.
So, but nobody got hurt.
Yeah, nobody got hurt. He's got his wife and kids out of the house, and none of the responders got hurt. Evidently, any loaded weapons were in a safe, so if they discharged, it was into a safe.
It's a good point. I think we should go ahead and make that point of ammo that's not inside of a firearm in a fire. The gas, the powder will burn, and it'll pop. The bullet will pop out, but you could literally catch it in a hat. You can catch it in a felt hat. That's all the energy it has. In fact, the case may end up go back, and the bullet may stay where it was because the case weighs less, right?
Yep.
Now, but if it's in the chamber of a firearm, then when it goes off, then it's contained, and the bullet will go flying out the barrel. But if, as you say, if it's inside of a safe, basically it's just a gun goes off inside of a safe, but it doesn't exit to hurt anybody.
Right, and a follow-up on that would be, but it also loads another round, and a semi-auto, for example. So you could have an ongoing issue.
That would be interesting. It could be. My guess would be that in most cases you would get a jam, depending on if it's sitting on the butt. Let's play with that image for a minute. If it's just horizontal, and there's no resistance on the back of the stock, you're liable to get a jam.
Right.
But if the barrel is pointed up and the butt is on the floor, then you have enough resistance, it could cycle.
Right. Or,
you know what? This is a chance for you to get your cell phone out, build a fire, get some of your guns.
Safe.
Wait a minute. I think a trip to Liberty Safe or
Ooh, call our friends at Liberty Safe.
Yes.
That's right. We're going to put some kind of a fireproof glass side, a window on it.
Right. Because I'm thinking there shouldn't be enough heat with this safe. There could be, but you would think, is there enough?
Yeah, more than likely it's not going to be enough to set off a round inside the safe.
But not everybody has a quality safe, too.
Right.
There's a lot of these $149 safes that are...
Yes, there are.
The fire rating
they're really just metal cabinets.
Yeah, they got cardboard insulation and stuff. Yeah, I trust that.
Right.
Plus, you could have a round cook-off in the mag before you even got to the breech.
Okay, so you know how we're always saying 1 is none and 2 is 1?
Right.
So I go duck hunting on Friday morning with Ryan, and it's a really nice place. It's called Honey Break, really upscale hunting lodge, and really great. And we get into the four-wheeler, and then you go down, and then you get into the boat, and the boat takes you to the blind. It was fabulous. Let's see, it was 32 degrees. The wind's blowing 20 miles an hour. It is raining sideways. It is so cold. And we get into this big metal pit blind, which is sunken down in the water. Let me repeat that. A metal blind in the water, and then the lightning starts.
Oh.
And there's lightning popping out. It's 32 degrees and blowing junk, freezing rain, and lightning at the same time. Yeah, buddy, we're duck hunting now.
Oh, boy. All you needed was a copper antenna. You'd have been all set.
Well, we were holding these steel lightning rods in our hands.
12-gauge lightning rods.
12-gauge lightning rods. Oh, yeah, and they do have ammunition in them just in case getting hit by lightning isn't enough.
Right. Well, that's why
what
you always
could go wrong?
That's why you always keep your muzzle in a safe direction. You never know.
Right. So when the guy next to you gets totally fried, at least the gun's pointing in a safe direction.
Correct.
But at any rate, Ryan's gun goes down in the middle of shooting. The lightning ended up leaving, and we were shooting some ducks, and he's starting to get light primer strikes, and the rounds aren't going off. And I don't know if the fact that he hasn't cleaned the gun in 10 years has anything to do with it at all.
No.
Can't imagine that. But at that point, the folks who were looking at me with a kind of a cocked eye and wondering, why is this dude bringing 2 guns into the blind? They're looking over there and going, hey, you got an extra gun, don't you? Uh-huh. So he ends up using my Browning side-by-side BSS with 30-inch barrel Magnum duck gun.
Wow.
And slaying ducks. Having a spare is not a bad idea. You never know.
Well, how'd you do, more importantly?
Better than the ducks. We actually had a really good hunt. I got a really nice big Drake pintail, and I got a big Drake canvasback. There are people who have hunted all their lives for ducks and have never gotten a canvasback.
Wow.
And
cool.
So the limit on those is 1 a day. I'm getting this one mounted. We're hunting up, it's near Catahoula Lake, which for duck hunters is kind of like a special place, like the eastern shore of Maryland for canvasbacks. About 70% of the nation's canvasbacks winter in this area where I was hunting.
Oh, wow.
The canvasback is the largest duck.
That's like Nirvana, Duck Nirvana.
It was Duck Nirvana, which is a different kind of rock group. So. Go ahead. You got some pun you want to go with there.
No, I have some sense of decorum. I'm going to...
Oh, well, there's a first.
Yeah. The New Year's resolution, try not to be an idiot constantly. I failed. I failed.
What fun is that going to be?
No doubt.
Man.
Well, that's the end of our after show.
Yep, there you have it.
Yeah, what's the point now?
Dead in the water.
Whoops. I'm sorry, we lost our idiot. It's Oh, never fear. These New Year resolutions never last.
Yeah. Well, I've actually stuck to mine.
Which is?
Well, last year, do you remember when I felt like dying and probably should have, carrying all the gear into the NRA convention? Walking like a half mile in the rain. It was miserable.
Right.
And I was I knew I was out of shape, but I really found out how out of shape I was. So, being the proactive guy I am, I waited 7 months, and I started.
There's no point in rushing into these things.
Right, sure, yeah, because tomorrow is promised. So I started the treadmill routine, and I'm doing my mile and a half a day, and stuck with it.
So what's the effect of that? Have you lost weight? Have you bulked up?
No, it's only been since Monday, so I haven't lost any weight. I do realize that I do have hips and calves that I never knew I had before, because they sure hurt like hell.
As they went, hey, buddy, what are you doing?
We've been dormant for years, and now you're doing what?
Yeah,
so
really.
I'm not going for any world records. I'm not running yet. I just figure I got to get, if I can get the routine part of me going, then the other stuff will grow. I'll be fine.
Yep, no doubt. And I'm doing basically the same thing because with this, I'm going to be spending more time in Idaho. Idaho is vertical, and it's also high elevation. And so when you take my body, which has been at flat sea level for a long time, and go out there, there's no air.
Yeah, no air, and you're working harder to begin with.
Yeah, so with an eye toward doing some mule deer hunting next fall, I am starting that treadmill process myself.
Good.
And get the old incline going, so we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, I was just going to suggest the incline part. I've kind of avoided that so far. I like it.
Not as much fun.
Yeah, you made it to the treadmill. Yeah, just stick with that for a week or so.
Be a flatlander for a little while.
Yeah, turn it up as you go. Well, because every time I've ever tried, I've tried to work out 1,000,000 times in my life. Work out, one day, I can go for 10,000 reps at 1,000,000 pounds, no problem. And the next 2 days you can't walk. And just lose all interest. So this time I said, let's.
Yeah, then you stop.
Yeah, so it's like let's get through the pain and the routine. To me, it's really making it part of routine. Get up, do this, get on the treadmill. And I'm going to stick with that, and I'm sure the mileage and the speed will increase and all that.
Well, some people, Michelle, they need to be in a group or need to be with other people for their exercise.
You say that to me because I'm a woman, and that's the way we do everything?
No, just the bathroom.
Actually, yes, as a matter of fact. I'm going with the stereotype, yes.
Yes. I'm with you. I understand what you're talking about.
Okay. Does it work better if you're with a group, do you think?
Well, sure. I think like with everything else, it's accountability. If you say that, you want to be better competitively, well, the only way to do that is to join a group and have someone there that's like, you coming? We're going to go practice. You're going to go do this. So, yeah, that accountability is there for everything. So the littlest thing from how many miles did you walk today to,
Right.
how many rounds did you shoot today? And beside the fact that, especially with everything that you do, Jim, you're very active outside with shooting and wanting to do more hunting and everything else. This is just all baby steps to
filming
making that
house
better.
fires and stuff. It takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
That's right.
But people don't realize, even with shooting, what kind of benefits come with your physical being. The health of the heart and everything else is just so important when you're really in there competing. It's just strength.
It is. And also, I remember, I think it was John Satterwhite, the exhibition shooter, saying he had to work out constantly just to be able to handle the recoil of constant practice. You go out and shoot 500 rounds of 12 gauge a day.
No, thank you.
You need to be in some kind of shape.
Right.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, and sure don't start out at 500 rounds a day.
No.
Isn't that kind of funny, though, that not everybody, because there are some true independent souls, and God bless them, but I'd say probably most people are more accountable to a buddy in the workout system than they are to themselves.
Well, sure. I think that's why the premise of personal trainers and all of that is so important, because you have an appointment time.
Yeah.
You have to be there. Yeah.
But you would think, hey, I'm doing this for me. Screw everybody else. I don't need, I'm doing this for me.
Now,
I'm going to take the day off because
Right.
Couldn't we apply that also to training, firearms training? Say I'm going to have a training buddy, and we're going to do this, every whatever it is, Thursday afternoon or every Saturday, we're going to shoot together. And I don't want to just shrug it off because then I'll be letting him down or her down.
Right. Yeah. I have a set of friends that are sisters, and every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, they're out there. They're deciding, is it the bike? Is it walking? Of course, weather dependent here is kind of crazy right now. It's so flippant, but, that determines a lot of what they do. But, they're accountable to one another. And it's like, oh, we should just take the week off. It's like, we took last week off. We can't take this week off. So, you get that. And we have people that come into our store the same way. Every Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, they're going to be there on the range. That's what they do. That's their time.
And it's kind of like shooting, too. Tom was kind of alluding to, you've got a partner that you're shooting with, because now it's not only the encouragement you get from a partner, it's the natural competitiveness.
Right.
I want to
that's a good point.
Work out with somebody, for example, or shooting, whatever it is. Hey, my buddy got a 9. Well, I don't want to try to 9.5 or 10. I know I can go. I only did 8 last week, but I know I can beat him.
You get your timer out. Your buddy's running the timer for you, and you're working on your draws, and you're working on different drills and things like that. Then you do the same back and forth, and then it gets to be fun.
Right, yeah.
Very good, Jim.
Do I get a star on my forehead?
Only if I can watch you run. I'll time you.
You'll feel the studio shake. You can just measure the seismic activity.
Did I tell you that I bought 2,000 rounds of 38 Special?
Wow, that's just a few.
It's a start.
Yeah.
Did you buy a 357 lever action to go with it, the ammo? Or?
I'm thinking that might be the next thing. I've got.
But honey, I got all the ammo.
I do have a couple of 38s, but I want to get another and maybe another. Maybe, But I got 2,000 rounds of light wad cutter ammo for practice.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be kind of fun.
Light for you being 130 grain, 148?
148,
Yep.
but light loads. Very little recoil, but they very accurate. And they punch those nice clean holes in targets.
When he says light load, he means primer only. That's
yeah. No, I've done those in a revolver, and then you spend a while with a solid brass rod banging the bullet out of the barrel.
And if you pay attention, there's only one. If you don't pay attention, oh yeah.
You could have several bullets stacked up in a barrel, can't you?
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
that's not pretty.
It's always bad when you think something's not right, and you unload the gun and you look down the barrel and there's no light coming through. Good. Something's in there.
I just put another round through it. I'll knock it right through.
Well, that's right. We'll just shoot it out. We'll shoot it out with the second round. Right. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Here's a piece of string, long piece of string. Yeah, I did that when I was getting started at reloading. And, that's why you pay attention to this stuff. And the other thing I have had happen is I have had a wad stuck in the barrel of a shotgun.
Really?
And it makes a really funky thunk, like a hollow thunk.
Sounds like a potato gun.
Like a ringing thunk. Yeah, and you go, whoa, what was that? It did not sound right at all. And when I was loading shotgun shells, trying to stretch my powder as far as it would go. Just because I had no money, and I'm reloading. And then you look down there and you go, there's a plastic shotgun shot cup in there, wad, stuck in the barrel. So not a bad idea to keep a cleaning rod with you whenever you go around. Anyway,
there you go.
Just stuff, if you mess around with these things enough, things are going to happen.
I like the things I learned from other people's mistakes.
Right? Let me see. He said not to shortchange powder.
Yeah. Make a note of this. Yeah.
It's good to put powder in the cartridge when you're loading. That's always a good thing.
Little's good. More's got to be better.
That's right.
I don't need no book.
Hey, it fit in there. What's the big deal? They wouldn't have made that case that big if they didn't intend for you to fill it up.
We laugh.
We laugh, but that's true. That's right.
That goes pretty high up on the list of famous last words.
Yeah. Yep. What's this button do? Right up behind that one.
Yeah. If they hadn't wanted you to fill it up, they wouldn't have made it that big. Okay.
It's definitely a watch this moment.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe just to charge it up a little bit on that powder, we'll just add a few drops of gasoline in there, too.
What could go wrong? My own tracer rounds.
If anybody is wondering, yes, I train by myself. I do not train with either Jim or Tom.
With these guys.
I'm accountable to my husband.
I do not want to even be on the same range or in the same county with these fellows.
Oh, my goodness. Duck hunting and thunderstorms. Yes, that sounds great.
Doesn't that sound great?
What do you do for fun?
It wasn't as scary at first because it was so cloudy. All we could hear is like explosion sounds, and it was the thunder. And then all of a sudden, these clouds would just kind of light up. You'd never see the lightning bolt, but just the sky around you would just like illuminate in the dark. And then it's kind of like you looked at each other and went,
yeah.
Was that lightning?
Great.
Yeah, pretty sure that was lightning. And somebody said, you do realize we're in a steel box that sunk down in the water. Yeah, it's okay. The ducks are going to be flying, though. It's going to be good, man. Don't worry about it.
Which part did your guide say? Don't worry about it. It'll be all right.
Well, it'll hit the box. It won't hit us. It's going to find its easiest path to ground.
There was a lot of mutual enabling going on there of, I don't want to go in. I don't want to stay here, but I don't want to be the wuss.
Yeah.
You know,
my life insurance policy's current. We're good.
Yeah. It can't hit all of us, can it? Oh, yeah. It actually
can.
Gosh. And then Tack Robinson's over there at the end of the blind. He's almost like he's sleeping and snoozing. And every 20 minutes or so, he would stand up and say, "Wind's still out of the north." Sit back down. It's like he's our own Jim Cantori over there. I mean, wind was just screaming. It was so nasty. Oh, it was absolutely duck hunting weather.
So it's really.
Oh yeah, the bottom of the blind has like 8 inches of water in it. So, and we had guns with wood stocks. And the guys with synthetic stocks, they could just put them down in the water and prop them up. We're having to hold them up. So my next stop is to get me a shotgun that's all synthetic from just pure duck hunting gun.
There you go.
Ooh.
For rain weather. You look sad.
You know what that means?
Yeah, that's sad.
That means I get to get another gun.
Winner, winner, duck dinner.
It's too bad they don't make like a recoil pad on steroids that fits over the entire stock like a boot. That way you could take your wood gun and just protect it.
It's called a baggie. And it works just great.
Ziploc.
Yeah, the Ziploc, a trash bag, just and a little duct tape. You can take it right up to behind the trigger guard. Good to go, man. Don't worry about it.
I've never seen an Uberti like that. No, it's not an Uberti. It's a Ziploc 2016.
That's right. That's a Glad Ziploc. Don't worry about it. But it is the freezer type because they're thicker and stronger.
Oh, sure.
They'll handle the recoil.
Yeah, if you're going to go big.
Are the Ziplocs rated for like 12 gauge? That's a question.
Oh, gosh.
It's bizarre. But we had a good time. I did find that I had not used that shotgun for a while, that side-by-side. Mm-hmm. Have no idea what choke tubes are in it because I could not get them out. They're stuck. Okay. So we're going to do soak them in oil and maybe apply a little heat with a hairdryer and see if we can break them loose.
I'm thinking there's some father-son time coming up for you guys, cleaning guns.
You've heard of that.
Figuring the choke tube situation out.
Don't worry about it.
You can't just shoot an 11 gauge through it?
Right.
Sure,
11
we'll
gauge
clean it
clear
out.
everything right out for you.
I think if you take a little ball peen hammer and whack around the outside of the muzzle, it'll break that thing loose. It's kind of like getting the lid of a jar loose, right?
Tap, 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 tap. What are you doing?
Do I have to unload the gun first?
Yeah. Oh.
Here, you come over here. Put your fingers in my ears while I do that. In case that thing goes off.
Safety first.
I will say I got a note. We posted a picture of us hunting. I got a note from our friend Ray Elgin. Says, "I'm very glad to see you and Ryan are both wearing glasses and a duck blind." And that's a lot of people don't think about that, but I wear shooting glasses. Whatever I'm shooting, hunting, anything else.
Well, I'm not being a hunter. I would ask, why wouldn't you? Why don't they?
Well, a lot of people do not. A lot of people don't wear hearing protection when they're hunting. And if you're shooting a deer and it's one shot, maybe not a big deal. But you get 4 guys, 5 guys in a blind, and you're going to each of you go through 2 or 3 boxes of ammo. That's a lot of guns going off around you.
I see Jim's over here like what? What are you talking about? But honestly, the whole theory behind that is you, especially if you're by yourself, but if you're in a group, like you wouldn't hear the approaching game. So you can hear so many things.
My furrowed brow was because of why wouldn't you just wear electric muffs? They amplify in the first place. You hear,
exactly.
You hear better.
That's the beauty of it. Yeah. For $45 now, you can get electronic muffs, and you're golden. You can hear better. You can hear each other talk. can have a conversation.
Each other breathe.
They're not comfortable. I don't get the right stock placement.
That's true, and
Yes.
especially for shotguns. So that's when you step up to the really expensive in-the-ear electronic ones.
Ooh. Or at least on the side that shoot from.
Or you're,
I need one, please. I need one.
I just need
custom
one on the
remote.
right side.
Or you could just get foam plugs and tell everybody to speak up.
There you go. Yeah, that works for duck. It might not work for deer. Hey, speak up, will you?
That's right. Well, the thing about a duck is you can't hear them walking through the woods towards you anyway.
Oh, they're
It's like,
sneaking up on you.
No wonder nothing.
by the time you can hear them, they've splashed down and they're swimming in the decoys.
They don't like my bait pile for some reason either. It's untouched.
Your bait pile? I'm sorry, did he say bait pile?
It's not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Whoa. What'd you have for lunch?
Was Nash Buckingham said that one of conservation's greatest tools is a duck call in the hands of somebody that doesn't know how to use it.
Like, don't go over there.
Don't go over there. I don't know what that is, but if that's a duck, you don't want to be close to him. Just let me say that.
Saw him last year. He had a Ziploc on the dock of his.
Same dude, man. Slow learner. Yeah, some of those ducks have good eyes. They can look down and go, oh, 12 gauge, number 4 shot. We're going to stay out here at 67 yards. That's just out of range.
Right.
Okay, we're good.
Hey, you want to do a flyby just to get their goat?
Well, no, what they do is they say, all right, wait. Okay, have they poured their coffee? Okay, now. Go, now, right now. Their hands are full of coffee. Good, go.
Or you're eating or taking some other form of break.
Yes, you're right. There's that. And let me tell you, when you got on 3 layers and then you got neoprene stretchy chest waders, it's an issue.
Are you sure that blind was
Saying.
8 inches of water was filled up in there?
I just said there was 8 inches.
It's a fluid, yes.
There's a fluid there. There you go.
All right, I'm out.
Hey, you started it.
No, I don't think I did.
But if we can convince you did. If you tell a lie long enough, it becomes the truth.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you, Mr. Goebbels.
Yes.
Okay.
JG, what's up?
Well, we are days away from a new prez.
Yes.
It's been really fun to watch so much of the media lose their minds. Whatever will we do? It's just the end of the world. Well, it might be for them, but we'll see. I think we'll probably get the repeal of a lot of the Obama junk, and we may get a DOJ that actually wants to support gun rights. None of this is going to be easy, and frankly, I don't expect him to buy into everything. I think he's going to probably push some of it to the back burner. You know what I think? I think he's going to be surprised at how much work is involved to be the prez. That I do think.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you can be groomed for that.
I mean, your last day of presidency.
Like a fire hose.
Well, I'm sure the last day of your presidency, I'm sure, is the strongest, just because you know more on how to do the job.
And you've just pardoned everybody. Right.
Well, okay, maybe not the last day, but if you're in there for 4 years, your 4th year is going to be your best year. I mean,
sure.
Obviously, there's going to be things going on.
You learn how to do it.
Exactly.
You get better at it. Yeah.
Right, and there's no way of grooming that. No.
One of the great smells of all time, and Jim, you may not know this, but Michelle probably does, is a paper hull shotgun shell. When you shoot it, pick it up, and you can just smell the inside of a paper hull shotgun shell just fired, that is one of the coolest smells. It's not at all like a plastic hull shell. It's a different deal altogether. And Michelle, you may not be old enough to have done that either. I don't know.
I don't think there's anything better than a black powder smell, like traditional black powder.
You go way back.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's supposed to smell like sulfur. It's, oh, yeah.
It smells like fun to you.
It is. It's just fun shooting right there.
Can you still get paper hulls to reload?
Yes, you can.
Not to reload, to load.
You can buy loaded paper hull shotgun shells. Yeah.
Really? Now, are they reloadable or do they destroy once they're shot?
No, they are reloadable. I have reloaded a gazillion of them. You have to have special kind of wads and everything for them. But I have reloaded a lot of them on an old CH reloading press for my dad back when he would chain me to the stool and say, 1,000 rounds is all you need today. You can get out of here.
Then you can eat.
That's right. Rotten kid.
Punishment for shooting all the ammunition.
That's right. Felt wads. Yeah, using little felt disc and spacers for the wads.
That's kinda cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool stuff. They say we remember odors probably more or longer than any of our senses. That's why Christmas smells and all of that. But we do equate certain smells with certain kinds of shooting or hunting or even fishing, for that matter.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Yep.
That's why you've worked for me for 7 years, right, Michelle?
Wait. What? That got really weird really quickly.
The smell of work.
Yes.
All right, now you guys are going to have to go find some paper hole shotgun shells and try it, and then I will tell you how to make a dove call out of a paper hole shotgun shell.
Oh, you smash the end down, huh?
You take a knife and you cut a diagonal cut it in two, but on a diagonal.
No, you can't tell him because he hasn't done the first part yet.
That's true. You got to go get. Oh, he's trying to cut open a loaded shell. Okay, we shoot it first, Jim.
Oh, okay. I'm not real bright.
Okay.
Go, talk slow.
We're gonna leave that one for part 2, and those who have actually done this will know what I'm talking about, and everybody else will think we're crazy, and that's just the regular thing. That's every day around here, right?
Right. So my weekly job is to find paper hole shotgun shells.
Paper hole shotgun shells, exactly. Usually in the Target area, they're not easy to find.
Okay.
Because frankly, the plastic is better, impervious to stuff. But paper hole shotgun shells, if you can find you a box of them, go shoot a couple of them and pick one up, take a little sniff, and take a hit.
Dude. Hey, dude.
Man.
You got any Fritos?
What you snorting over there? Federal champions, dude.
With felt wads, man.
I don't even know what to do.
The sad thing is that, I'm between her and the door. That's the problem. I want to leave, but I got to get past that.
I don't even know what to do.
But, she does carry, so you might want to just take that into consideration.
Okay. All right. I'll behave.
Just saying.
I've seen her shoot. I'll behave.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Lordy. Okay, so your homework assignment for this week, paper hole shotgun shells. And I am off to the SHOT Show next week, where we'll be doing the show.
Well, we have one first, right?
Do what?
We have one show first, then the SHOT Show, right?
Actually, you have not heard, because only because we haven't told you. The show this coming Sunday will also be from the SHOT Show live.
Wow.
So we're going to do that one.
Why would I need that information?
You have no need of knowing that, Mr. Producer. This is strictly on a need-to-know basis.
You only need to know that at 1:30.
Yeah.
That's right. 30 minutes before the show, I'm going to tell you where we are and how you can connect to us.
Oh, by the way.
I will text it to you.
Sweet. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, so we're going to do this. We're still working on the logistics and details, and it's like we're 99% sure it's going to happen. Awesome. If not, I will be phoning it in from the rental car. So it could go either way. You never know.
You could say, and now we've got a such and such caller on Highway 43. As a matter of fact, I'm right next to him.
That's right. Here, just speak into the microphone. Here, I'll hold out the window.
Your window down.
Good.
Oh, go back to your journalistic roots. Still
That's
old school.
It is.
Yes.
Interview the man on the street, in this case going 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, if it was old school, too, you'd have to have about 600 pounds of remote gear to bring with you instead of a briefcase.
So how's that treadmill working out for you, Jim? We got to go. Jim's got to work up a sweat.
Road gig.
Road gig. All right. All right, you guys have a good week, and I will be yakking with you in a regular show with callers and everything else live next Sunday from the SHOT Show.
Awesome.
All
right, later, guys.
See ya.
Take care.
Paper holes. Smoke them if you got them.
I don't even know what to say. I couldn't even say anything. Where are we going? Well, that wraps up another Gun Talk After Show. But if you want even more gun-related stuff, don't forget to check out Gundelo. It's the app for Apple and Android phones that connects you to all the Gun Talk shows, plus even more. And we'll catch you next time for the Gun Talk After Show.